Well, hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I've put out a video, and this is one I've been wanting to do for quite a while. So we're going to call today's video Agents. What are they good for?
Booking agents.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been in the caricature business for a little over 30 years now. I've been doing live event caricatures for just about that long. For the first, say, 10 years or so, I did what was called piecework events, where I would go set up at amusement parks and fairs and things like that, and I would just charge people a per person price for my caricatures. But once I moved back to Charlotte about 20 years ago, I decided to stop doing that type of work and primarily focus on being a gig artist, as in an artist where people hire me by the hour. I come set up at their event and draw caricatures for set amount of time. Well, getting started in that business, you have a couple of different ways you can do that. You can obviously promote yourself, which is always the best way to do things. But you don't always get a lot of work that way, so you got to find other ways to get work. And where that comes in is finding agents, and finding agents that are going to help bring you work that you wouldn't get otherwise. So before I get into that, who's this video for? Well, this video is for everybody, but honestly, a lot of you may be watching this who are new to the business and you are trying to figure out where to get started. And the short answer is agents. But there's a big caveat there. I want to express what is the difference between an agent and what I call a parasite. An agent is going to do a couple different things for you. First of all, a good agent is going to obviously get you work. They're going to be the one who reaches out and has a relationship with these different colleges, corporate people, and things like that, and they're going to be the liaison that acts as the go-between between you and your client to get you this work. And there again, like I'm saying, a lot of these are going to be gigs that you may not necessarily get on your own, because these big corporate clients and these big colleges and stuff, they don't want to deal with individual people. They want to write one big fat check and be done. They want you to be they want to write one check and have one person responsible for saying, hey, all my people are going to show up and do the job, and it's going to run smooth. So that's part of it. So what else does a good agent do? An agent, as I said, they act as a go-between. They get you this work you wouldn't get otherwise. The third thing is they assume the liability. They're assuming the liability of getting paid or not getting paid by their client. So if they're, like I said, a reputable agent, a good agent, they're going to make sure you get paid in a timely manner. And what is a timely manner? For me, it's always been within a week or two. If I'm waiting a month or longer on a check from a agent, then what is the point? What do I need them for? They're collecting money, hopefully up front before they book an event, and then they don't want to pay until they get paid, which is sometimes the excuse I've heard from some of my, what I would consider bad agents. They say, well, we don't get paid, which that may be true. Some of these corporations and clients have a policy that they pay net 30 after a service is rendered, and that's totally fine. But still, if you're acting as an agent and you're expecting other people to show up and work for you, then this is my opinion. You may disagree with me. I feel like if you're going to be that person and you're going to take on that role and incidentally make money off of the caricature artist or balloon twister or whatever talent you're hiring, then it should be your responsibility to make sure that everyone gets paid regardless. That's always been a big pet peeve of mine, and I have fired agents over this. And that goes into something else I wanted to express, is to me, that's what I consider. If you're not doing anything as an agent to make sure your artists are taken care of, to me, you're just a parasite. You're just someone there that's doing a little. You are doing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you're doing paperwork. I know there's a website involved and there's cost involved in being an agent, a booking agent. But at the end of the day, you're just making money off of people, and you're not really providing, in my opinion, any real value other than maybe getting them a little extra work. So what I'm saying is, the experience that I've ran into over the years is I have some wonderful agents. Some of them are caricature artists who've become agents, and they do a wonderful job. They make sure that, you know, all the boxes are ticked. Some of them aren't even here, or actually most of them aren't even here in my same state. They're somewhere else. But when they contact me for an event, they'll tell me this is what the pay rate is. Do you need travel for this location? And they send me a contract. We sign it. We both agree that I'm going to show up. I'm going to act in a professional manner. I'm not going to promote myself. That's a big thing. If you have an agent who is worth what they're asking, you don't promote yourself. You show up and you do the job for them. You happily promote them because they treat you right. So you show up and do the gig, and they pay you usually within a week or two. They'll mail you a check, or some of them do digital. But that, to me, is a good agent. Now, I'm not going to use any specific names here because honestly, that could be considered, you know, I could get legal ramifications for saying that. But we do have one here in North Carolina, and pardon my French, to me, they're just total. They have a lot bigger problem than not paying people. But the biggest thing that, like I said, that gets under my skin is this particular agent will not call us individually. They call one particular artist, and they ask the one caricature artist to get all the artists for them. And then they, in turn, make this caricature artist wait a month or two on payment sometimes because they, quote, haven't been paid by the college or the client yet. So, you know, all crap rolls downhill. So you basically have them at the top saying, well, we'll pay you when we feel like it, and essentially. And then you've got my caricature artist friend, which there again, we're all friends. We've all known each other for 20, 30 plus years. We're all friends. And it puts a strain on our relationship and our interactions with each other because, you know, they're basically throwing him at the front of the bus and being the front man to make sure that we're paid, and, you know, they're basically don't care. And then even beyond that, when we show up to events for them, it's you know, where's our chairs? Where are we supposed to go? Where's a tent if it's an outside event? I mean, they're just totally unprofessional. And honestly, at the end of the day, they do provide quite a bit of work, but with all the headaches and things, as I've told my friend, and I'll even tell you guys, if you get an agent that's like this, it's best to let them hire someone else, to let them not use you, because if you are a professional and you're acting as a professional and you do good work, well, if all the good artists, and when I mean good, I don't necessarily mean you're the greatest caricature artist in the world, but if all the artists who act as professionals will stand together against these type of agents, they will eventually put themselves out of business. And like I said, not just because of us. I mean, we're just one little piece of the pie. The bigger issue is the fact that they don't have any of their crap together. But as I was saying, a good agent, they're going to do those things. They're going to make sure that when you show up for an event, they're going to take care of things. They're going to take care of the little details. They're going to make sure you have a proper place to set up. They're going to tell you where you need to be. They're going to tell you if there's any issues with parking, or if you know, hey, you know, you need to get here, you know, I know you usually get here 30 minutes early, but maybe you need to get here a little earlier because this campus is kind of a nightmare. It's kind of a maze. That's what a good agent does, is that, like I say, they act as that go-between and that liaison to make sure that your experience is not only as easy as possible, but the big picture, the client that's hiring them and you through them, that they're not going to have a headache. That all they got to do is, say, hey, thank you guys for get us a caricature artist, get us some inflatables, get us a couple games. We're going to write you one check. You pay your people, and that's the end of our involvement. And it just makes their job easy. It makes your life better. It makes it for everybody involved. And as I was saying, a good agent does that. So there's really no other way to put it. I mean, I feel like if you need an agent, if you, like I said, if you have maybe don't have the advertising power yet to get your own gigs, absolutely get an agent. And a good agent, you will not mind promoting. You will not mind doing for, because they're providing you. It's all about a relationship. It's a good working professional relationship where there's a mutual respect for each other, and you're helping them and they're helping you. What was I going to say? Oh, so slightly different topic, but still in the agent category. Let's talk about the gig sites. Let's talk about your Bash and Gig Salads and things like that. They do act as an agent, and they tick some of the boxes. They do collect all the money up front from the client, so they do make sure the money is there. They do take a fair amount of money from the gig, so you have to price accordingly. You have to bump everything up a little bit. Now, the problem I've run into on a lot of these gig sites is I'll put my bid in, and a lot of times people who are on there are looking for the cheapest option. And that may not always be the best, but you can't control that. All you can do is put your bid in and know what you need, and just let the rest take care of itself. I really feel like a big part of what we do is standing on principle and having integrity. And you keep doing your job to the best of your ability, and don't make compromises for people who don't respect you. It may sting a little in the short term, but I promise you in the long term it will get better, because as I've said at the onset, these so-called, what I call parasite agents, they will go away. And the good ones who take care of you and make sure you get paid, who make sure your gigs run smoothly, they will prosper because they're doing the right thing. And one final note I will say about agents is a lot of times some of these agents want you to work below your rate, and that's fine if they're getting you a lot of work. If you've got an agent that you're booking, 5 or 6 events a month for, which I have one that does that for me, yes, I cut them a break because I'm doing volume work for them. But if you got an agent who calls you, once or twice a year, and so why should I give them a discount? They're not really giving me a significant amount of work. So there again, I would not recommend always giving a discount to agents. Like I say, on an individual basis, are they helping you? And one more final note, undercutting. Don't feel like you have to undercut or come in lower than the other caricature artists. This kind of goes along with what I've said in several of my other videos. Focus on being the very best you can be at your craft, being a professional, treating people with honesty and respect. I'm telling you, in 30 plus years, my career has done nothing but prospered and grown, because those are at the heart of who I am as an artist. I'm always honest with people. And incidentally, I know I'm getting off a little bit of a tangent here, and I know this is not really about agents, but rate-wise, I have learned over the years, so there's certain times of year that are really busy. So I've established some basic rules for myself as far as gigs I will take and not take. If someone calls me for a Saturday, even if I don't have anything on the calendar, if I know it's one of these agents that I've had issues with in the past, I'm not available. I like I said, I fire them, and I will keep those dates open for people that I know are willing to respect and take care of what we need as someone they're hiring. Well, anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope I got all the information out that I've been wanting to say. Like I said, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. At the end of the day, you've got to find people that you can form a good relationship with long term, whether that's an agent, whether that's you connecting individually with corporations and colleges, or just, said, relying on the internet to whatever comes your way. Y'all stay safe out there, stay professional, and always remember that if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. You guys have a great day.